job. You've nailed it. And there's a couple other things that are worthy to be noted in terms of you guys look like the best constitutional crowd that I've ever spoken to. You know, I'm in love with the Constitution, right? We live in a constitutionally federated republic. That means we created the Constitution to limit the powers of the government and to provide the most freedom for the people. Your liberty belongs to you, and you have to defend it. That's why the Second Amendment, the First Amendment, and the Bill of Rights are so important. Defending our rights comes from our heart and soul, and this is the pulse of America right here. I got news. This is fantastic. There's also several things we should be aware of. Our founders were sheer geniuses. They understood what liberty looked like. They understood what tyranny looked like, and they devised a system to protect the citizenry from the government. They did not design a system to protect the citizens from each other. They designed a system to protect the citizens from using the government against each other. And this is why it's so important that we should be able to come here from all walks of life, all different ages, all different walks, all different operations in terms of what do you do for a living? What do you do for a living? Where do you make your bread and butter? What kind of work do you do? Every one of you is coming from a different commercial or industrial or employment situation. Who in the world thought that we would have this big marble building behind us regulating how you have to hire your employees, what you have to pay your employees, what you have to do for your employees when they have a child or not? Shouldn't that belong to you? Shouldn't that belong to you as the employer or the employee? So what we see is we see absolute control. Control over your medical choices, control over your schooling choices, control over your ability to protect your own lives and liberty with the Second Amendment. And the Second Amendment actually isn't even guaranteed by the Constitutional, it's guaranteed by God Himself. It is an inalienable right. Government does not have the freedom to take your right to defend yourselves or the lives of your family members. Amen. Let's see, who was it? It was Samuel Adams or John Adams, one of the two of them. It must have been John Adams said, "Do not be intimidated, nor let your liberties be wheedled." There's a word we haven't used in a while. Don't let your liberties be wheedled away from you by any pretense of politeness or, you know, can you imagine? We're just trying to be polite. I want to be polite. I want to be delicate. I want to be decent. John Adams said, "Don't let your liberties be wheedled away from you by any sense of politeness, decency, or delicacy, because these are just three different uses of chicanery, hypocrisy, and cowardice." Yeah. Well said. We are here today to speak specifically to the Second Amendment. Your Second Amendment rights, your right to defend the lives of your family members, your own life, and the life of those that you may even encounter in adverse situations. That right belongs to you, and it's a God-given right. Don't forget it. Let's not let this building impair our right to take care of ourselves. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, so we have another speaker here. Mr. Jeff Grossman, everybody.
Thank you. I'm not